Welcome to Say Like a Champ, episode 225. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Striz. What's good, SLAC fam?
What's good? Welcome back to another week of Say Like a Champ, another week in sports. It's been kind of crazy. We talk about it all year long, but time goes by so fast. I can't believe this is already the last episode before Christmas. So definitely, definitely understanding that a lot of people are busy out there. And we just appreciate the time that you spend here with your boys for sure. So that's what's up. Already got a bunch of slackers in the building. We got Unc, we got Pops, we got Kelly, we got Anthony Weston and Moms as well. Yep. Merry Christmas to all.
Welcome in, y'all.
We appreciate y'all being here. And Strizzy, how are you doing today, man?
How's it going? You know what I'm saying? Today that's kind of like it was busy, but not like overstimulating busy. You know what I'm saying? But kind of surprised by that, considering it's the week before Christmas, and usually my company's like shutting down this week. Like everyone's getting out of here, like canceling meetings and stuff like that. But it wasn't busy. I just had a lot of meetings today, which probably everyone's just gonna get that last meeting in before they cancel the other ones for next week. But yeah, nothing too crazy. What about you?
Yeah, same here. Just kind of a little bit of a rush trying to get things tidied up before the holidays. So that's what's up. I'm definitely looking forward to some fun plans this weekend, and then being able to celebrate with family and friends. So it should be a good time. So this will be our little SLAC celebration together too. So
for real,
happy holidays to everybody in the comments too. See you guys dropping that. We appreciate you. Oh, yeah. All right, so we'll go ahead and get into our normal rounds, and this might be kind of an express. We'll see. Sometimes when we say that, we end up having a lot of things to talk about, but we definitely wanted to talk through the scoreboard and just kind of talk about what's been going on in in the NFL. So we'll go ahead and jump into that one. I guess I want to start off with a question before we talk about the games, though. But is this the year you think that we have a non-quarterback MVP, and potentially with Christian McCaffrey, the way he's playing and the difference he's making for the 49ers?
I think if there was ever a year in the last, say, 20, you know what I mean, like this would be it. It's going to be really hard for him to win it, and it's really going to come down to these last 3 games or so. Because unfortunately for him, Brock Purdy is also playing lights out. I mean, this is what his umpteenth game where he's had 4 passing touchdowns, no turnover. You know what I mean? Like he's been playing very well too. But like CMC is my guy. You know what I mean? Like he's really the reason why I'm a low key 49er fan right now. Like he's right. Well, I love to have him for the time that we had him. But man, if he could have been with the 49ers for his whole career with that offensive line, with Kyle Shanahan and that system for running backs, like there's no telling how many records he'd break. You know what I mean? He's already close to 2,000 all-purpose yards, and there's still 3 games left. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So like I hope he gets it. Like, if I had to pick between him and Brock Purdy, I'm definitely picking CMC all day, every day. But man, he's such a monster, man. Like he's 1-on-1, dog. Like he's so freaking good, man. It's been so consistent, every time he's on the field. I'm not even gonna say, every year because he had some games out, but when he's on the field, right, he's putting numbers up. You know what I mean? So he's more than deserving. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, no, I agree totally. And Brock Purdy, you're right, has been playing lights out. But the fact that they're on the same team, it's like what CMC does kind of helps that out too. So it's like, would he be playing that way if he had a different running back there? Who knows?
If he didn't have Trent Williams, what I'm saying? If he didn't have right. Dog, you could say there's 3 pos. Like Trent Williams could be like one of the first offensive tackles to ever win MVP. That dude is such a difference maker, man. That left side is so taken care of. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. So definitely a lot of great players on their team contributing in that way. But yeah, I think this is be the year that it's going to be a running back. I think that'd be pretty cool. And for him too, like I'm just glad to see him be able to play a full season. He did miss 1 game. But, I mean, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx him, but this has been the healthiest he's been in a very long time. Yeah. Still being able to, we always said, if he could put a full season together like that, like who knows,
If you put the full season together, man, it's 1,000, you know what I mean? But He said, I like Pops. He said, Pops said, no, unless run CMC rush for 1,000 and has 1,000 receiving yards like Rodgers did. But I think this is different. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't need the 1,000 receiving yards like he was in Carolina. You know what I mean? In Carolina, he was just like he was part of 96% of their snaps. He hardly ever took a break. You know what I mean? And he literally was our best receiver. Well, not our best receiver because we had DJ Moore too, but as far as checkdowns go, he was the dude to go to. You know what I mean? So, but I think on the 49ers, he doesn't have to do so much. He's touching the ball way less than he did in Carolina and still putting up the same amount of numbers. You know what I mean? So I think it's a little bit different in this sense.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to welcome Grace to the show. She said Merry Christmas to all. Got the hashtag BCon on there. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you dropping some love on us. And yeah, we're going to do kind of like a sneaky version of the scoreboard real quick. But I think that we've made our arguments. I definitely think we're on the same page with CMC and just like what he's contributing. So we'll see. But I understand Pops, has his. Anthony Weston, he wants to throw his in. He says, no one wants to hear this, but they're going to go quarterback. I kind of feel Dak or Patrick are the most valuable based on what they're asked to do. It's a stats award, so it won't happen. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know.
Depends, man. There's still 3 games left. You know what I mean? Because we talked about this last week too. I can't remember if it was on the actual show or if it was on Secure the Bag. But when we were talking about kind of this between Dak and Brock Purdy. But man, there's still I know Dax. We'll talk about this in a little bit. That this last week game really hurt his bid for MVP. But 3 games left, and Brock Purdy's got a tough couple of games coming his way these last 3 weeks. So two out of the 3 are real tough games. So 3 out of the 3 really, if you want to say, the Seahawks, it's a division game. But we got to see what happens with Brock Purdy because that could really put his name back into that hat. I mean, if he plays lights out and Brock fumbles a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But I do think that if they're going to do that, they should just go ahead and make it the quarterback award.
Facts, man. If they're just going to give CMC the Offensive Player of the Year award, you know what I mean? Because it kind of sucks, man. Tyreek Hill was on that verge too.
True.
I mean? Him sitting
with his
out
injuries, it's been
now. It really hurts his chances. Yeah. But just make most valuable quarterback award, man. Because you can't keep calling the MVP if you're going to keep giving it to quarterbacks in years where guys are very, very deserving.
Right. All right. Well, we're going to look at our sneaky, like our cheater version of the scoreboard right quick. And starting off right at the beginning of the week, the Raiders just beat down the Chargers. The Chargers, I mean, you can't make this respectable, but they did make it a little bit more respectable because they did score in the end. But come Friday morning, several changes were made, and the head coach and GM were both fired, which I think is appropriate. I'm surprised they weren't fired that night. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like at halftime, the way that was looking.
For real.
And the Raiders go from scoring no points to scoring 63, almost the record. They should have went ahead and got the record because they had 63 like in the third quarter, I think.
Yeah.
But they became pretty sloppy at the end there. So that was crazy though. Congrats to the Raiders on that one. Bengals Vikings was a good one. Definitely went to OT, but we did expect the Bengals, and now they're hot, man. We'll look at the AFC playoff picture, but I don't know, man. What are you thinking about the Bengals' chances long term?
It's tricky. So I mean, obviously, Joe Burrow will be there, by next season. Like, he's gonna miss the rest of this season, but he'll basically be ready like right when the season ends. You know what I'm saying? Like in regards to like his timetable. But they have a really good chance of getting in. I haven't looked at their last remaining games yet, but you know what I mean? There are a lot of teams in the AFC at the bottom that are 8-6 and 7-7. You know what I mean? So
all in that range.
Yeah, man. It's like they always do the kind of like what if, you know what I mean, or all the what's going on things at the end of the season. But they're going to be one of those teams that are going to be at the very end that'll probably control their own destiny or going to need that. We need this team, and this team to lose. We got to win. You know what I mean? So it's going to be tricky in the AFC.
It's cool. On Sunday Night Football, they bring in the guy that does the election race, and he gives all the percentages and all the different things. If this happens, if that happens, what they need to happen. It's pretty cool. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of scenarios with 3 weeks left. We have Stephanie Washington in the building. What's good? Welcome in. Appreciate you stopping by the show. Anthony West says they were fired that night, just wasn't announced till the next day.
Right. Hey, we gonna go ahead.
They probably did know by halftime. Let's keep it moving here. Steelers are bad, and their record is in jeopardy there. Broncos Lions, that one was surprising to me.
Me too.
Lions kind of came back and was like not so fast. And they showed though they can, when they get hot, they can score a lot of points.
No, definitely. And it's funny because I wanted to talk about this too with their offensive coordinator. I think Panthers basically said they're going to make a really strong run at him. So I'm looking to them to throw probably a lot of money at him. You know, I mean, not the Gruden type of money or long term, but something big. But I also think that if the Chargers are smart, they should really go after him too. They have so many good offensive pieces. They already have their quarterback for the future. You know what I mean? Like they should make a really strong push for him as well.
True. That's going to be interesting. He's definitely one of those. Could have probably got a head coaching job last year, but now, definitely will have lots of chances out there.
Well, the thing is, he decided to stay. So the Panthers wanted to hire him last year, but he decided to stay with the Lions. So
yeah,
I get it. Makes sense.
He had him a little bit more to prove. Yeah. Now he can get a little bit bigger check, maybe, but we'll see.
Big time. He knew they were getting better.
Yeah. And speaking of the Panthers, though, you know what I'm saying, did come through with the little 9-7. I know the Falcons are pretty bad, but that's good. You know what I'm saying? A little more out victory,
yeah, definitely more of a. I think that keeps them. I don't think they're like eliminated from the playoffs completely yet, but I know it really, really, really hurt their chances into getting in. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I mean. I'll take it. 3, no touchdowns, all field goals. You know what I'm saying? Like. Beggars can't be choosers, but it's still just ugly football for us. What I mean? Like I'm trying to be happy about some things, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, for sure. Unc fired off there. Desmond Ridder getting benched again. Yeah, they are going to Heineke now. The Falcons are, but it's like this back and forth. I think multiple teams have shown that. Like even with the Jets and stuff, you have to have that long-term mentality. You can't keep start a guy for 2 games, switch him 2 games back and forth. And I think it just messes with their psyche too much and the rhythm. Exactly. Like just pick somebody. Go with it and seriously take it from there.
Because even if they keep on doing this, what's that quarterback or that the other quarterback going to do in the playoffs if you even make it? You know what I mean? Like you said, let Desmond Ridder just finish out the season. You guys
aren't beyond a doubt that he wasn't the guy.
At the end of the day, just tank. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like just at the end of the day, tank. I don't know. Like if we're looking at like bottom echelon teams right now, right? Panthers don't even have a first round pick. Chicago might take a quarterback. If they were up to me, I'd say keep Fields 100%.
Right, but that is the talk. A lot of people are talking about, he might be traded, including on. I hope they keep Fields and trade the number 1 pick for multiple picks.
Yeah, they could do that.
You could flip that, but
yeah, it's funny. I was kind of playing GM earlier today, thinking about it. But I'm like, even with you think about, you get your first round pick, which is probably going to be in the top 5. You know what I mean? Like they're pretty low too.
Keep that one.
Yeah, but like I'd go after the best right tackle because Justin Fields is left-handed. Bolster that up. I don't know, man. I think for me, if I got the pick, I get the wide receiver, man. I go with Marvin Harrison Jr., man. Opposite side of DJ Moore. DJ Moore had over 1,000 yards receiving in just 12 games this year. You know what I'm saying? So like, obviously he's your number 1. He's a beast. You get another playmaker opposite side, grab that right tackle, go after an edge rusher too.
Yeah,
second round. See, they have.
That's my thing. Is
good.
My thing is, if you take that number 1 pick and you turn it into like a first and a second, or like 2 number 1s, depending on who you're dealing with, like let's just go lower down. Then you can get that right tackle and the edge rusher and just do like a little mini rebuild real quick and keep Fields because you know what you have in him. He's definitely a playmaker. He's definitely a guy that's going to fight hard and he's already done that development year, so you don't have to start over.
He's missed a couple of games, but I think he has 3 games where he had 4 touchdown passes. A couple of games where he had 100 yards rushing. Like when he's healthy and they finally have a somewhat okay offensive coordinator, like dude's been balling this year when he's been in the game.
Yeah. And Pops does say doesn't think the Bears will trade Fields only to draft Williams or May, who have to go through rookie pains.
Right, exactly. That's like why waste it? You already know like Fields has been really good this year when he's been playing. You know what I mean? Like, and not only that, if Mooney doesn't drop that Hail Mary pass, we're not even talking about the loss. You know what I'm saying? Like,
true.
You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't drop that pass, they win the game, they beat the Browns, and we're not talking about this too much anymore. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. No, for sure. Just catching up with the comments too. Anthony West says they were selling Panthers tickets for 50 cents. I'm sure they were probably doing some kind of a donation thing, like you bring the cans for St. Mary's or whatever. Like they did show pictures and it looked really bad, but is it because of the rainstorm or what?
I
There
don't
was
know.
just like
Honestly,
nobody in the
I didn't even
stands.
really look into it, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, it's probably just hard to get people to go. Like it sucks, you know what I mean? Like, and then you want to go and watch them, and then in the rain too, you know what I mean? Because it basically rained like the entire game. So, oh, that was because of the weather. Yeah, I figured it'd tell you something like that. But
they were just it was empty.
Get people to come out.
Yeah,
it was an ugly game, man. It was
we're like, nah, we're good. We're good on that. All right, let's keep scrolling down here a little bit. Also, got to shout out Joe Flacco for sure. Coming back and doing his thing. That was kind of an exciting game there at the end for sure. Him leading the Browns. The Bucks surprised me over the Packers.
Same. And at Lambeau.
Yeah, like that was surprising. That was definitely surprising to me. But it's so weird. But every time I get on this Jordan Love bandwagon, he tricks me, man.
Maybe it's both of us, man, because we were so high at the beginning, and then we both fell off because he fell off, and then we were like, okay, he's back, and then
right. I just need to give up on him again. Maybe he'll start playing better. But
start balling.
That was surprising. The Jets, that was really bad. And side note, Aaron Rodgers did confirm he's not going to come back this year. I'm probably has something to do with it. Way they're playing.
They've been eliminated. They officially can't make the playoffs.
Yeah. So Dolphins did their thing though at home. That's going to be an interesting matchup next week. We got the Cowboys at the Dolphins. That should be a good one. Saints, Giants, nothing to really see there. Texans, Titans. I was proud of the Texans, man, fighting hard against the Titans. That one went into overtime.
No Collins, no Tank,
no Stroud.
Yeah, of course, no Stroud, but that was huge.
Yeah, most definitely. So they're still alive in their division. Chiefs, Patriots. We expected that to happen, but I don't know if Anthony had any comments about the Chiefs game. Nothing too much there. 49ers, Cardinals. We expected that. It's crazy though. Rams, Commanders. That was what we expected, but that Cowboys, Bills. The Cowboys were basically just almost like a no-show, man. Like the first half was just really bad. They got down, compounded like all of their mistakes with more mistakes. But it's interesting to see that all three of the first touchdown drives by the Bills were extended by a penalty, either on third down or fourth down. And it's like, you just can't make those type of mistakes, especially on the road. But we'll see. They keep saying the Cowboys can't play outside, they can't play on the road. But they're going to have to do that, going into the playoffs, basically, potentially as a wild card. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's real tricky. Like, you know what I think they really need to do? Because, like, obviously, like, I enjoy watching the Bills, so this was one of the Cowboys games that I watched all the way through. But one thing I can say Kellen Moore was really good at, last year, just in general with the Cowboys, is the running backs, right? Running back plays, like drawing up plays for your running backs to be successful. And I think if they want to really compete with the upper echelon teams, because the Bills are 8-6, but they're literally 3 plays in 3 different games for being 11-3. You know what I'm saying? Like they really are. Like one game they lost because of 12 men on the field last. You know what I mean? Like so many stupid bonehead things in the fourth quarter on the last drive. You know what I mean? That really really screwed them. So they end these last 3 games with dubs. They're probably in, right? I just want to see the Cowboys just kind of play better against these teams. They had a great, huge win last week against the Eagles, right? But we want to see them do it a little bit more against teams that, one, aren't in their division, and two, are, against teams that, they could possibly see in the Super Bowl or whatever the case may be. I think and obviously they were down so big. I know Dak was just trying to make something happen, but there was like, man, CeeDee Lamb was the best DB y'all had for one of them drives. CeeDee Lamb stopped like 3 interceptions, bro. Like they were like back to back to back. It was crazy. So Dak's just got to watch those and just keep doing what he's been doing to keep him in the MVP race, right? Like stop trying to force stuff because that's what causes the interceptions, and that completely will take you out the game. You know what I mean? Because there was like 3 of them where, like I said, all of them were like 2 CD Lamb, which is cool. Get your best player the ball, but dang, he had to intercept like all of those, like knocked him at the hands, elbowed one of the DBs, and like it's just. Like it's crazy. I can always say I'm not the biggest Cowboy fan, but I always want to see them do well for y'all. But I just want to see them play better against these upper echelon teams.
Yeah, no, most definitely they need to. And that was one of those things where it's like we did say over these next couple of weeks we'll find out more about the team, but those are lessons learned, and they got to figure out a way to kind of get up for these games. And also when they take that first hit or when they go out and the team's being physical and things aren't going their way, they got to figure out how to kind of right that ship and get going. But it takes them too long once they get down like that. And the same thing happened on the road to the Cardinals of all teams, where it's like, we kept thinking, well, the Cowboys will put it back together and win this game, but then all of a sudden they're down 14, then they're down 17. It's like, what are they doing? It took too long.
I put money on them at halftime because it was positive money. I was like, they're coming back. Ain't no way they lose to this team. And I was just as surprised as you are. Yeah. But it's still true because you talk about this almost every single week. We can't get behind. We can't get behind because they don't play well when they're playing from behind. And it's true. But that's so hard though to lead every game. They gotta find a way to kind of dig deep and come back for some of these holes they get into. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Yeah, I saw Pops was angry about the loss, but I want to see if Pops had anything to say about the game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Pops, let us know kind of your thoughts on it. But yeah, no, it is weird, but it's like the defense is built to be like having the lead and kind of coming downhill. But if we're behind and the team's just like, oh, we're gonna run, get 3 yards, 4 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, like our defense is not built to handle that. Anthony Weston McCarthy should have challenged the fumble by Diggs. He most definitely should have. It happened quick enough to where I think the spotters didn't get that word to him on time. Mm-hmm. But the crazy thing is, as soon as I saw, like, Pops and I were watching, like, as soon as I saw Diggs pointing, like, saying, like, hurry up, like, let's go, they should have just, the way the Bills reacted to, like, hurry up and just snap the ball, for me, if I'm McCarthy, I'm going to challenge just based off of it's only the first half. So if I lose a timeout, not that big of a deal. I'm just going to throw it out there just in case, because that's a risk that I'm willing to take. And that play definitely did kind of, change some things where it's like, oh, man, that could have went a different way. And instead they ended up being down 21-3 after that drive.
Exactly, man. That's so true. Like, and sometimes it just benefits. You know what I mean? Like, like you said, first half, you lose a timeout, it kind of doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like in the first half. Not the same. Exactly, not the same way anyway. But yeah, like you see them rushing that fast, it's because they know, like,
like Diggs pointed, like he pointed, he was like pointing. I was like, oh man, he knows he fumbled. Like he's like, hurry up. So yeah, that was kind of rough. Pop said Bills were more physical and we didn't respond other than when Martin went to protect Dak. Yeah. They were just coming around hitting our guys, being in our, and we just didn't really respond too well. So
shout out to our Matt Marcus because he's always talking about physicality. Man, when are y'all gonna get some dudes who are,
just chip on your shoulder, crazy,
exactly, just some absolute monsters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And as Pops mentioned, they did get a lot of hits on Dak, including the one, like, I felt bad for him, like, but especially the one he gave himself up and the dude kind of came in and got him with his elbow. Like, Dak was like, I'm surprised he didn't at least have to come out one game, or one play for that. Just because the way he got hit and it was a penalty or whatever, like, at first he looked like, man, he was like, whoa, like, but he actually got up and like kept going right away. But I was like, man, after getting hit in the face like that and you got like 20 seconds to recover, like that's so crazy. Like football, like there's so much more than what it appears when you're actually out there. Like you're just dealing with all that, like getting yourself up off the ground over and over and over. Like it's hard. It's a hard game. So I don't know. That was crazy.
I do agree with that. Like Parsons, he's a nice guy. Like he is. Like he's a lovable dude, you know what I'm saying? Like he's just overall nice, which is cool outside of football. But dog, you're already so good. You add a little aggression to add a little aggression to your talent. Can't be touched, man. Can't be touched. Yeah. Luke Kuechly was always like, he's one of them dudes who was always just 100% motor, always yelling, grunting, putting dudes up. Like he adds a little bit of that to his game, man. It's a wrap.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. We'll see, but he's trying to break records, as far as getting paid. But it's like I want to see a little bit more. This year wasn't like. I mean, not that he's not great, but it's like I was like, man. I mean, it's like
definitely not taking nothing away from his talent, man. He's a monster, but
right.
I'm with you on that, Fox.
But we got the Eagles Seahawks to finish out the week, and that's the question, I guess, too. Is I'm going to switch back over to our stuff, but the question kind of for the Eagles is, what's going on with them? Like, because to me, I think they're still a very good team. Mm-hmm. I think this is just kind of lessons learned. Their schedule's kind of catching up to them a little bit.
Yeah,
it's just been but there's still things that they do very well. It's just kind of they have to tighten up the defense, but Were you surprised though by the Eagles last night, or are you worried about them?
I was definitely surprised a little bit just because obviously you got Drew Lock behind center for one. You know what I mean? I saw something that they've lost the last 13 games to the Seahawks, something like that.
Yeah, they have not beat Pete Carroll, I think, as the Seahawks coach.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. Also in itself, but I'm also not too super worried. I think the only thing that does worry me is at the end of the game when Jalen is basically talking about he doesn't think some guys are.
He questioned the commitment, like he said,
exactly. Some guys aren't committed. That's a bad statement this late in the year. You know what I'm saying? That's a really bad statement this late in the year. They did have a really difficult schedule this season. Honestly, one of the harder ones, amongst all teams. But for me, I kind of feel like one of two things is happening, right? Like the things that made them so good at the beginning of the season, they're not doing anymore. Like why is Swift no longer getting the ball? You know what I mean? When he became the starter, when Gainwell got injured, dude, it was lights out. He was running the ball like crazy. He was their offense was so balanced that makes it easier for Jalen Hurts, right? Mm-hmm. And right now they're basically making Jalen do more than what he should be. I really like Jalen, but he's not that.
He should just be piloting the ship. He should just be controlling things.
Exactly. He's definitely better than a game manager, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm getting across what I'm trying to say, but I just feel like a lot of the things that they did really well offensively, they're just not doing anymore. And I don't know if that's one of those things where they're trying to keep their opponents on their toes for the playoffs and they'll switch back up, to what was working, or if they're really just fumbling, right now.
Yeah, not as effective. Yeah.
Yeah. So, who knows? Maybe they'll figure it out. Maybe they get a bounce back win this upcoming week, but just really weird to kind of watch. They look flat, and Hurts looks uninterested too. You see him on the sidelines, man. He looks really uninterested. He's almost like he doesn't care. He doesn't want to be there.
Yeah. Oh man, and Anthony Weston, he says I think Hurts is more hurt than they're letting on.
Could be.
So, Pop says Swift is not getting the ball enough. He can get 100 plus 4 or more catches consistently.
Exactly. I completely agree, man. When they were riding him at the beginning of the season, he was killing it on all aspects, rushing and receiving. It opens up for the passing game and everything. So the fact that he just hasn't been getting the ball at all the last 7-8 games, it feels 7 games feels like you got to get that dude the ball, man. He's too good not to have it in his hands.
Yeah, for sure. And it is pretty crazy though. It's just pretty much at the beginning of December, we were talking about, these two teams being the best teams in the NFC and both on a collision course. And they still kind of are obviously the two teams up there in terms of record and everything like that. But, once they played the different paths of each of these teams has been kind of crazy to see. So,
yeah.
But we got a third member of our panel to enter in here real quick. Let me go see if we're ready to beam in our brother. Matt Marcus, what's good?
What's up, dog?
Oh, can't hear you.
Oh, yeah, I got you on mute.
No.
Well,
we'll get you. No.
No. So he hear us though.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get you in here. We'll get you in here for sure. But yeah, it is pretty crazy. Like I was saying, still the top, as far as record. But actually, the Cowboys technically have the tiebreaker over the Eagles so far.
I think you guys are winning the division right now. Yeah, you guys are. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep. And actually, it's kind of interesting that, like, even though both teams lost on Sunday, the fact that the Eagles lost to the Seahawks, which is an NFC opponent, actually helped us because that's what they were going to have the tiebreaker on as far as, like, the actual in-conference record. So we'll still see how it plays out. You know, much different schedules down the stretch. We talked about the Eagles have the Giants twice, and then the Cardinals, and then the Cowboys have the Dolphins, Commanders, and somebody else, and the Lions. So that's definitely tougher. But it'll be interesting to see definitely how it plays out. I'm going to try to pull Mad Marcus back in real quick. What's good?
Can you hear me now or no?
Oh, yeah, we got you.
Sorry about that, man. Mic not working and I'm late.
It's all good. How you doing, fam?
Man, I'm doing all right. I'm recovering from that beatdown we got, so.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on the game real quick?
I think it was I think the first two series killed us. I think if we get that fumble, that was a fumble, I think the game turns around right there for us. I think if we it was one of those stops. I think I forgot who it was, Clark or somebody who could have made a fourth down, and we didn't get that tackle. They had the first down. I think they killed us too. So I think those kind of things. I think McCarthy he could have made a challenge in that call, but I guess he didn't see it or whatever like that. I think we came in, we beat the Eagles. It's a build. We're gonna win this game. It wasn't cold. It wasn't snowing. We got this game, and those kind of games you can't just recover that quick from. I think the Bills had nothing to lose. They had nothing to lose. When you put a team like that, you had nothing to lose. They can run it for you. It's just easier game for them guys, And we couldn't stop Josh Allen. So, like I said, it happened. I think we needed a game to humble us a little bit because we was getting a little carried away with ourselves, So I think it was a good humble game. So this next game we got to come out, we got to beat those guys and go from there. But how are we in the division later though? I thought if the Eagles win out, they win the division.
Yeah, well, if they win out, I think that they will end up with a better NFC record than us. But since they lost to the Seahawks, last night, and it was an NFC opponent, then we technically still have the tiebreaker over them.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, the rest of their teams are all NFC, and the rest of we still have the Dolphins. So that's going to be the difference. Yeah, is they can get the tiebreaker on the NFC record if they win out and we win out. So for right now, we sit there, but we'll see.
But we still in though, right?
Yeah. So we did.
You clinched. Yeah, y'all clinched.
The clinch and the Eagles clinched, and so it just comes down to that whether it'll be the division or basically the top wild card spot. So.
Okay, I think that's another thing too. Because it came out before the game too that we clinched. I think they kind of got in their heads too, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? They came out just
didn't need to know that.
Yeah, just flat, man. So.
No, but I'm with you. I think it will be a good learning lesson. It's like, when you take that first punch, like you got to be able to respond. You got to, figure that out. But they just, they kind of couldn't.
And also made a difference. Off of it. So there's DeMarcus Lawrence too. That late hit.
Oh yeah,
that changed it too because we get the ball.
We got the stop right there.
Yeah, so it just those little things kind of hurt us a little bit, but it's all. And then Cook was cooking us too. So
yeah, that boy was going.
That was bad. Especially with that big of a lead, they were like, all right, we can just unleash him, basically.
And I hope the people didn't see it too, because you put double tight end on Michael Parsons, he couldn't do nothing. That was like, he kind of got shut down a little bit. I was like, oh man.
Man, that's what I was saying though. Like, remember at the beginning of the year, I was saying like that defense kind of goes where Parsons goes. You know what I'm saying? If you take him out, man, those have been the games that they've lost. Like when Micah gets taken out, when they kind of double team Micah, like those have been the games where they really struggle. You know what I mean? If he's not double teamed or whatever, like y'all kill. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with Marcus on that. Like taking Parsons out the game like really, really hurts that defense.
Yeah. But that's why we got to be up by 7, up by 10. So then that way they're in those passing situations and we can just go after them, It's so beastly in that situation. But
Tony Pollard looked good for the first time in a long time too. So he came out playing, but it was just not enough.
Yeah. Especially because like the way the game went, the game flow like had him out of it. Basically, like the one time we were running a little bit well was like we couldn't get back to the running game because we didn't have a chance to.
I think he had like back-to-back first downs on a couple of runs. Like he was moving them chains until he couldn't.
Yeah. But I feel good about it still. I mean, it's like, man, it does suck to go out and get beat down like that, but we gotta keep building for the future. We'll see. And we got another tough game against Miami, so we'll see how they respond.
Yeah.
I think it should be a good one though.
Did they have a they played Saturday, huh?
Yeah, they played Saturday.
They lost, right?
No, they beat the Jets like 30-0.
Oh, okay. It was a week before they lost. Okay, gotcha. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're coming off of a really good victory too. So
Cool.
but speaking of that, let's switch over to the AFC side too. The Ravens, they did their thing on Sunday Night Football, and they have clinched their playoff spot. They didn't clinch their division technically yet.
Froze?
I don't know.
Froze. Chris, you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, okay. I think he froze.
Just me?
Oh, there you
can't
go.
see me?
He's back.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I was just saying about the Ravens. I expect them to get the bye, but actually kind of interesting too. I want to do a little preview of next week. Is the Ravens and the 49ers on Christmas Day. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, they play this week.
Oh, that's gonna be a good game. I like it.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good one. It's gonna be tricky, man, because like they have to beat the 49ers. Like they have to, it's gonna be really tricky. Like both teams have really good defenses. I think the real trick is going to be can the Ravens offense keep up with the 49ers offense, but also can Brock Purdy match up with another really, really good defense? You know what I mean? In my opinion, I know they're second to the Browns, but when you talk about overall team, like I would still put the Ravens over the Browns. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it goes. But Kansas City's last 3 games are cake games. You know?
That's all I'm about to say. Yeah.
Yeah, Kansas City could very much win out and get this one, and Ravens still got to play. I think they got to play obviously the 49ers. I think they got also game. Yeah, they got to play the Dolphins too. I think right, Dolphins as well. So their last three games are tough ones. They got some tough ones.
I'm picking the Chiefs to win to be the division. They gonna get their first round bye.
Yeah, man, they got a really easy chance.
Yeah.
Anthony West will be pleased with that. It will be crazy if they do get that first round bye again and don't have to go on the road for the playoffs at all, which we talked about last week that Patrick Mahomes has never had to play a road playoff game. That's pretty crazy.
They do this all the time. They lose those games they aren't supposed to lose, and they lose like 5 games. And like, oh, see, we knew the Chiefs on, and they still get the playoffs, and they win out. So, yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Even though with Tony's dropping all these passes and all that, watch, he gonna be catching everything when it's supposed to. All that.
kind of like how Juju was all season long.
Yeah,
he ain't doing nothing all season, and then that last drive, like literally the last drive, he was just caught everything.
Same thing when the Tampa Bay Bucks won the Super Bowl. Like Gronk and Antonio Brown ain't doing nothing all year. Super Bowl, they getting touchdowns like it was nothing. So
yeah,
they'll be fine. I picked them to go back. They'll be back in there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Pops on this matchup, he says 49ers will win easily because they're at home. If they meet in the Super Bowl, Ravens would win. Ravens would win easily. Dang. So we'll see. I think that's going to be a good game though, and that's going to be on Christmas night. So that should be a pretty cool one to check out for sure.
Do we play Sunday or Saturday?
We play on Sunday on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
So yeah, so some good ones to look forward to there.
Is it home or in Miami?
In Miami.
Whew. Well, good weather, I guess. So
yeah, the weather shouldn't be a problem. We'll just see. Hopefully, we can get the lead though. But they definitely have a good passing attack, so it's gonna be a fun game.
The one good thing about it is I think our matchup on defense is like those running quarterbacks. We gotta watch those running quarterbacks. I don't think we have to worry about running, so that's gonna be an advantage. I think Michael can get off a little bit and DeMarcus Lawrence. So I'm not worried. It's the quarterback who's doing running, man. It's like
yeah.
I'm curious too. I'm curious if Tyreek Hill sat this week to be ready for the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously they don't really need him against the Jets. And he came back in the game against the Titans, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see what happens. I'm curious.
I'm curious about that too. But I just feel like if he had a chance to play, he would because he's trying to get that 2,000 yards. So I feel like he would have played in that game if he felt better, especially because they tore up the Jets. Like I think he missed a chance right there, but
Yeah,
I don't think he's getting it. I think it's over with.
I don't think he's
yeah,
going
I
to
think
get
it's
it.
too
Not
late
at
now.
this point. It's going to be a little difficult.
Yeah.
He would have to really go off these. He was on such a great pace though, all the way through, like at least more than halfway through the season. But
Yeah,
I think one day he would get it. I think he knows now he can do it. Like maybe he was just saying he can do it. He didn't really know, but I think now he knows he can do it. So I think he'd definitely get it one time.
got you.
It's gonna be like the Russell Westbrook thing. Like, can you get the triple double thing? And then he get it, then he get another one, and he get another one. Like what? I don't think it'd be like that, but I think he'll at least get it once.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Where it's like, yeah, you wouldn't think it would happen, and then he starts to do it regular.
Yeah, I'll start seeing it. Yeah.
Anthony Weston says Chiefs play Raiders on Christmas. I may be going. That's what's up, man.
that's dope.
You gonna road trip it out there, or what? Or are you gonna be home for Christmas? You'll have to let us know, but that would be dope. If you do, we'll definitely need to see some pictures, see some frontline report from that one.
Watch that bus circling around and stuff too. Watch them buses, man.
Exactly. Make sure there's no buses circling the parking lot. Unk says, I keep thinking two teams we don't give much attention to will end up in the Super Bowl, and it's very possible. I think this is the type of year where we could see another one, like Cincinnati a couple years ago, like when they snuck in. Like it's like where it was kind of like a off the wall matchup. It could be because there's no real dominant. Well, there's a few dominant teams, Ravens and the 49ers so far, but everybody else looks beatable. Looks like you never know. So,
Yeah.
I just hope Houston somehow makes the playoffs, man. That'd be dope.
Yeah, they gotta make it, man. Try to get in there, man.
That would be super.
That would be so dope.
Yeah. Oh, Anthony's gonna be home in KCMO for Christmas. That's what's up. So definitely go, if you go to that game, enjoy it. But
that's gonna be
warm.
A cold game, though.
Stay warm.
I get cold thinking about it.
Right. Be sure to stay warm on them.
It's gonna be wet too.
All right. A couple more things I did want to mention for football is, of course, join us for Secure the Bag. We'll be able to do Secure the Bag again Thursday. And then we got to give a shout out to Ray's World, 14-2.
14-2. Shoot.
I think he only missed
Cowboys, probably.
No, he missed the one last night, and then dang, who was it? I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look, but shout out to Ray's World.
Did you think the Falcons were gonna win?
No, I don't think it was that. I think he got the Panthers right.
But the Panthers won Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Dang.
Yeah, they did their thing. 9-7. It was like they kind of did their thing, and the Falcons definitely did not do their thing.
Facts.
So let me see real quick, because now I'm like, dang, now I gotta know.
Hey yo, we were talking about CMC as possible MVP winner. So I was like, he's probably gonna get to 2,000. So apparently he already has 1,800 all-purpose yards with 3 games to go. And
is that the same? But is that the same as rushing yards though? Isn't that easier to do the all-purpose yards though? 2,000.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, just in general. So he's got.
Oh, okay.
So he's got 1,800 yards all-purpose, which is still crazy because no other running back is even remotely close to him.
Okay.
And he already has 20 touchdowns this year too. So
20 touchdowns?
Yeah. So he's got 3 games to go, and he's already got 20 touchdowns and 1,800 yards. So,
hey, yo, y'all are not gonna believe this, but he actually was 15-1, and the only one he did get wrong was Carolina over Atlanta.
Dang.
No.
Yeah. So big shout out. That's crazy. That would have been a perfect.
Dang.
That would have been a perfect one. But yeah, he actually got the Seattle one right too.
Whew.
So big shout out to Ray's World, almost with the perfect bracket.
Who would have thought that? The Seahawks, like who would have picked that? Even though I told you that story about they haven't beat them in so many years.
Right.
So, and it's still going forth, man. That's crazy.
I know. I think it is like some of that. It's so weird, but especially with that game being on Monday night too, it's like sometimes when those little mojo things happen, like for whatever reason, it stays that way. So that's very interesting.
That's kind of why I'm like a little worried about not worried, but like the Ravens 49ers. Ravens, I think, are undefeated. Oh no, they're like 14-1 or 15-1 against NFC teams.
Oh dang.
Yeah. In the Lamar Jackson era or something like that. Like they beat up NFC teams pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, but big shout out, definitely. And Franklin is a fellow 49ers fan with Kelly too, so that's what's up. Oh, Pops is asking if I can find Rogers Craig's stats. I'll check his stats for sure.
Roger Craig was a monster, man. On Taekwondo Bowl, he was so good, dog.
For sure.
And they had
No,
Brent
for sure.
Jones, John Taylor, Jerry Rice, Roger Craig. Man, that was a team.
I will see if it was like I will see what his best season was. But
I used to hate the 49ers back then.
Yeah.
Anthony West said, let's go Niners and Cowboys this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. He wants the AFC to go down for the Chiefs to get back in there.
We
But
let you down last week, man. We sorry about that, man. We let you down, man.
Yeah, we won't do it again. We'll make it up to you this week. So that's what's up. Other news real quick in the NBA, shifting gears a little bit. We do have Ja Morant making his return tonight. And
wow.
I think that's pretty cool for him, just to kind of start to move forward and hopefully everything goes well with him, smooth with him. But he is starting in his return, and I'm sure he's going to light it up. I don't know what his stats are. I haven't checked, but the game did start already. But
no, they're getting their butts beat right now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All he got to do, man, really is play good and just play great. And they win games. It'll be like Gilbert Arenas, man. We'll forget about all that stuff, man. We'll never forget it. But I think if he keep his head down and work hard and play good, we'll forget about all that stupid stuff, man.
That's all he got to do. Just keep his head down and stop getting just in trouble. Just play basketball, dog. That's all you got to do.
And it all comes down to the organization too. Like what y'all gonna do to help him out? What are y'all put in place for this kind of stuff too? Because organization, it shows a lot about organization. Because Dej Bryant was on his way out to be a bust too, but the organization piped down and got him help and got him a babysitter, and he had a great career. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the organization how much they care about you and how they love you and see the best for you. So we'll see how they do with this too.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'll be good for him. I hope so. I think that last season hopefully will just be kind of just a blip in the radar and he can just move forward. But
this is last time, man. This is the last time. I think you get one more shot. They don't get too many shots.
Yeah. For real. Unc did say any thoughts on Draymond, and we kind of shared how we felt about Draymond last week. Not much more to say. I'll just see, to me, it's just only a matter of time before it probably happens again after he comes back. It's just like, it's always going to be something, but I don't know.
Yeah.
He
got what, 15 games?
No, did they determine it yet? Because last I heard it was still indefinite.
Oh, okay. I thought they gave him a 9. Okay, maybe so.
No, there was no number given. They just basically said, we're going to figure out how the best way to help Draymond. We'll see what happens when he comes back.
Oh, okay.
But some are saying that that they're expecting it to be at least 3 weeks, but it hasn't really said a number exactly yet. So we'll see.
Steve Kerr surprised me on his answer though.
Well, what did he say?
He was just saying like that guy who choked Goldberg, the guy who's been kicking people, the guy who punched Jordan, the guy who slapped Joker, whatever his name is. He said that guy, he ain't. It's not a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He needs help pretty much. So. We'll see. But I don't know. You guys seen Ryan Clark said he don't need help. He said you gotta be a man and just say you're not doing well. You know what I'm saying? He said going to therapy is not gonna help that. That's just a grown man doing stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? I kind of agree with that too. I don't think it's therapy and need help. He's being an idiot.
Yeah.
So
I think I feel like Draymond is Draymond. I don't think he's I don't think he's really going through anything. I can't say that for sure. I don't know him personally, but
he's trying to stay relevant.
Yeah, it just seems like he just needs to, like I said, be a man and just stop doing what he's doing. It's not a matter of needing help or anything. It's just stop hitting people. You know what I'm saying? Knock it off. Quit. Just stop doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's the thing is that at this point he needs that help to try to understand how to do that. If you can't control yourself, you can't be throwing tantrums as a grown man. He's gonna have to figure out some tools on dealing with that or figuring out why he is lashing out. But it is kind of, I don't know, because in the past he's always been that's what makes me me, defending it too. So it's okay, well then that just might be who you are, and then the Warriors deal with it because they obviously know, and it's interesting though, how you're saying what Steve Kerr said, but it's he has so many list of different times where that guy popped up. You know what I'm saying? Like this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of thing is like, well, clearly that guy is part of Draymond's character if he's done it so many times. Like it ain't surprising. So I don't know. It's crazy though, but the chat already jumped up on the next one. We're going to talk about the banner. The Lakers did hang up a banner last night for their in-season tournament. And Anthony Weston was asking how we feel about the banner. I don't think
they should have revealed it like that. I think they should have, when he got in there, it's up.
Okay.
It shouldn't have been no taking down on you watching. You can even look at the player. The player was like, they kind of felt embarrassed a little bit. It seemed like LeBron was like, like, why are we doing this right now? You know what I'm saying? So I just think they should have. Yeah, I agree, Pops. I think when you got there, it should have been just up there. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a good idea.
Honestly, I wouldn't even put it up there with the World Championships though. I would put it somewhere else.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Don't put it up there with the World Championships because it looks out of place. Like it looks so out of place. Like,
yeah, it does look different. I think that my only thing that I do like about it, or at least the idea about it, is that they're saying like, oh, if they win more, they would just add it onto that. Like at least they're not trying to have like multiple of these. Like it's like, okay, this is gonna be the only one. But I think even better why they could have just kind of put it in its own spot. And kind of like you're saying, Mark, is like just have it be up there in the rafters or whatever, and just leave it there. But I don't know.
Rest in peace. But I think Kobe would have hated that. I think right now he would have been like, "What are they doing?" He would have said something about that.
Yeah,
because you work hard. Like you work hard to get those World Series, the World Championship banners up there, and it's Lakers too. You know. So, but where else could they have put it though? They could have put it up there though. Like, what would you put it? You can't. It's not like it's a gym. You can put it on the wall. So like where like maybe in the hallway or something. Maybe you walking in the hallway.
Or you could put it on like the opposite side for the World Champions ones, like still up there somewhere. Okay. Or just I just think just have it in your training center, like you know what I'm saying, like something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anthony West said Clippers would be having a parade. They probably would. Facts. But yeah, I don't really like it.
Speaking of them, they playing some good ball, man.
They are playing some good ball right now. I can't even lie. They're playing really well.
They had to just take a step back and figure it out, you know. Yep. They kind of put it back together, so they are doing pretty good. And speaking of that, they're not going to make the Christmas Day roster, but I did want to talk about the Christmas Day games. And I think we lost Marcus. Marcus froze up on us, at least for me.
Oh yeah, that's a good profile pick. That's a good profile pick, though. That's a good profile pick, though.
Oh man. But yeah, I was gonna say the Christmas Day games. It's kind of weird. The Celtics Lakers, the rivalry. I still hate the Celtics, but the rivalry to me doesn't feel quite the same, and I don't know why.
Right.
But it's just something a little bit missing on there for me. But I kind of like the slate of games. It's pretty cool, but it's like there's no like real exciting matchup on here to me. I don't know how y'all feel, but Marcus, we lost your audio.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I was gonna say anytime football still going on, it's not gonna be exciting like that. It's just football still going on, so it just. Do y'all remember a few years ago when the NBA started on Christmas Day? How long? Am I tripping or that happened before? Didn't that happen?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
It's like 6-7 years, right?
No, longer than that.
You think?
All the way back to like Kobe and his Grinchmas and all that stuff. Like it's been a while.
Oh, okay. I remember I was at a hotel or something for Christmas. I remember sitting at a hotel. I think it probably was that long ago though. You might be right.
Yeah,
I think it was funny.
I feel like.
But why did it start? Why did it start so late? Was it like a lockout year or something?
Oh, maybe that's what you're thinking of. There was one year when they started like. Either
started on Christmas. Right, I remember.
Yeah,
it was Dallas versus the Heat. I think it was.
Yeah, I think right. That was. So they usually always played on Christmas, but that was the one year where it did start on Christmas. Yeah. But what were you gonna?
I think a problem with a lot of these games, or not just like these games in general, like you said, like the Boston Celtics and Lakers rivalry just doesn't. It's not the same anymore, right? Like LeBron loves, Jason Tatum. You know what I mean? Like everyone's just friends and stuff now. I think one of the biggest rivalries in the league right now, two teams who actually hate each other, are Miami and Celtics. I think that rivalry is so much heavier than Lakers Boston right now. You know what I mean? You know, obviously not in years past, but like right now, yeah. But you know, it's like Suns are struggling. Mavericks have owned them the last couple years in the playoffs. Miami's just now getting healthy. I think Tyler Hero and Bam just got back last night. So we'll see how they do against 76ers. It's like you're just as excited for it because like these teams don't really like there's no bad blood between them anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you for sure. It will be interesting though. I mean, definitely it's cool to have it on in the background.
Yeah, for sure. I'm
not as excited to be like, oh man. And yeah, you're right though, Marcus, especially this year, it's going to be competing with 3 NFL games, including that 49ers Ravens matchup that we were talking about. So definitely I think football will be the heavier hitter on there though. But that Mavs Suns should be pretty cool. Suns finally got all 3 of their guys playing, so that's pretty tight.
Are Bill's back?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he came back this week. So even though they lost their first game as a big 3 together, of course, but
he hurt his ankle.
Well, he's back out. He came back.
That first game they came back, he hurt his ankle in the first quarter. He was out in like 5 minutes, less than that.
No way.
Yeah, he hurt it pretty bad too. So we'll see. We'll see how. I don't think they've said how long he's out yet, but it looked pretty bad.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Dang, at least 2 weeks it says here.
Is it 2 weeks? Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
He made the jumper too. Like he went up, made the jumper, then can't remember who it was who he went under him, so it was a foul. It was an and one shot. And
but that wasn't his first game back though, really?
Yeah. Well, it was his first game back.
His first game back was against the Knicks, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm getting confused. It was their first game all 3 together.
All together, yeah.
Okay. My bad. That's crazy. Hurt again. That's a shame. They're never gonna get all 3 of their guys together. That's wild.
It's crazy.
NBA guards ain't letting that happen no more, man. You can't do this no more. It ain't happening.
They're like, quit playing around.
You look at the Nets a couple years ago, same thing. They just couldn't be healthy all the time.
Yeah, and it happened with KD too. And KD came out, he was like, the guard was like, nah, we sick of all this.
We're not doing
your Achilles. Give me your Achilles. Give me that.
I just took it. Oh, man. That's crazy. But yeah, only other thing we're going to talk about real quick is bowl games going on. And I did find this cool graphic. Now, it's impossible to read it on here, really. It's just pretty small. But this has all of the official bowl matchups, and they have already started. I think the first ones were like yesterday or Sunday. So there's a bunch of them. But I pulled out my favorite ones. We got the Roof Claim Bowl. This is going to be more and more random every year. The Pop-Tarts Bowl, which will be pretty tasty one. And then you got the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. That's what's up. So
that's okay.
But if you guys are interested in this graphic, I can send it out because it is pretty cool to be able to see all the different bowls together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
kind of pick that
schedule. That's a lot of money on that piece of paper right there.
Exactly. Everybody sponsors. But I know, I'm just saying, one of these years, man, we're going to have a Say Like a Champ Bowl because there's going to be so many bowls in the future. We're going to have our own bowl too. So that's what's up. But Pops wanted to see this Roger Craig thing real quick. I'm going to pull this up real quick, and we'll kind of go out on this debate. What's kind of a better season, I guess. Let me see if I can pull this one up. I think I have it highlighted. It's the 1985 season. 1,000 rushing yards and 1,016 receiving yards. Yeah, 9 rushing touchdowns and 6 receiving touchdowns. So definitely less touchdowns, but of course it's kind of a different game. But still 2,066 yards from scrimmage.
For sure, because I see what Pops is saying in regards to like, back then it was a running game, a running back game. You know what I'm saying? They weren't passing like that, so it's definitely big time because McCaffrey he also has a 1,000 yard season too as well, and obviously he'll do it again this year too probably. But,
this one's crazy though, 1,500 yards rushing and then 500 yards. But it's crazy, but that much receiving yards for a running back back in the day was
back in the day. That's crazy. What I'm saying. That's what crazy. Is really insane.
Yeah,
that's so crazy.
They had unlocked a secret weapon on that one. So that's
we got something for y'all.
But yeah, but no, that's what's up. All right, this is it though for our before Christmas. So no, we'll be back for Secure the Bag on Thursday. We're going to do that. We're going to handle those picks for all those Christmas Eve and Christmas Day games for sure.
Yeah.
But definitely did want to say, happy holidays to all of our slackers out there. We appreciate y'all rocking with us each and every week. 225 weeks in a row now, which is crazy. And we're gonna keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? See how far we go. So that's what's up. But anything else you guys want to bring up real quick before we part ways here? I'm gonna check the comments too.
Not that I can think of.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we're good. Mom said fewer games back then. That's true too. Yeah, definitely fewer games, fewer opportunities. Kelly says Merry Christmas, Slack. We appreciate you. And yeah, Merry Christmas to you all out there. And if we don't see you on Thursday, yeah, have a good one. But until then, it's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Shizzy.
Happy holidays to everybody, man. Peace.
Yes, sir.